People, welcome to Newspaper Breakdown 16 for the 12th. This is later. I'm putting this out than normal, mainly because I'm tired and I didn't want to do it. I've had a very long day yesterday. I don't like being tired, and having to go through the news today depressed me more than it normally does. So it is later, but I am doing it because, Christ. I hope you are all fucking surviving. It's a problem in it. We only get to survive, never to fucking live. We'll start off with Twitter, with fucking apartheid Andy, the fucking billionaire bitch boy Elon Musk. He suspended accounts he said he never would because he's a lying piece of shit. He made up rules to justify doing so. Threatened a 20-year-old with legal action, tweeted about how doxing is banned on Twitter, and then doxed himself by tweeting to his 121 million followers, asking them to identify someone, because Elon Musk, once again, is a little bitch boy. Free speech fucking extremist, except he's not. As I've said before countless times, the majority of people who claim to care about free speech don't give a single toss. They just fucking don't. Doxing is the act of providing personal, identifiable info about an individual or organisation, usually via the internet. This is about ElonJet, which is a Twitter account that tweeted automated updates about Musk's personal flights using legal, publicly available aviation data. Musk, when taking over Twitter, said that his commitment to free speech was such that he would not ban him. He did ban him, because once again, the concept of free speech is an absolute fucking lie. These right-wing, tedious, small-dicked pieces of human fucking feces are lying to you every single time, and you're on your knees fucking accepting it. It's disgraceful. Twitter also banned a number of prominent journalists from the likes of the New York Times and CNN. Some of the journalists had shared updates from the LAPD on Musk's recent claim that men had attacked a car carrying his child, saying that no crime report had yet to be filed. It is a continuation. It does seem like Musk is willing to use anything and everything as an attempt to get attention, including the death of his child, which is a tragedy and should never be used by anyone, including his fucking father, as an attempt to get attention. And this using, supposedly from the looks of it, a fake crime as a way to get his own fucking way and get excuses for him to remove free speech. Although there is always an argument that Twitter isn't a place for free speech. It is a private business and they can do what they want. But the problem is, and it was the same problem when you had it when Musk wasn't owning Twitter, you can't claim to be for free speech and then also put fucking rules onto everything. There are rules, that's what businesses are allowed to do. But you can't, like Musk has done, go on and say to me, I am all for, I only care for free speech, except of course for everyone else apart from me. I just don't want consequences. That is not free speech. Others tweeted about Musk banning Mastodon's Twitter account, them being a social media competitor of Twitter. Mastodon tweeted about ElonJet having an account on Mastodon and you being able to follow them on there. This is a big danger. The banning of journalists is a big danger, because for all of the bad points of Twitter, it does help get some news across, and it is a very good place for journalists to get stories. Twitter are able to look at DMs, which has a potential to put sources, journalistic sources, in danger, because Musk is the type of person who would release all of that information. So whistleblowers and all of the stuff, Musk, I know, I reckon, this is the I reckon bit, I reckon we will soon see that happening and him releasing that data. The EU has also threatened sanctions on Twitter for the banning of journalists. One of the rules that the EU has with regards to social media is that they have to treat journalists with respect and fairly. We've also got the surprise fall in retail sales last month as shoppers remain cautious, not spending money, saving money, cost of living crisis and everything. Sales volumes fell 0.3% in November from October. When the effects of food sales were excluded, economists had expected a 0.3% rise in November, fueled by the likes of Black Friday. That didn't happen. We can go into all of the fucking economic do's and don'ts that have been happening. We've got a government that wants to do trickle-down economics, which is Chinese torture. Doesn't work, never has worked. Trickle-up economics. Give poor people money. I tell you what they're going to do. They're going to fucking spend it. Because they're not going to save it. Because they don't have the fucking money to save. So they're going to spend it. Going to go into the economy. I tell you who's going to get rich on that. Rich people. Going to be absolutely fine. Just give poor people fucking money. Due to the cost of living crisis and rising mortgage rates, house prices are expected to fall by as much as 8% next year, according to Halifax. They also reported the largest monthly fall in house prices last month for 14 years. Good news. Good news for anyone who wants to actually be able to afford a house. We've had 30 years of constant fly up into the fucking moon house price rises where your wage hasn't even attempted to keep up with it. This is the fucking rabbit and tortoise and the hare story, where the hare is mortgage prices and the tortoise is the value of your wages, and the tortoise is dead now. It's been hollowed out and it's currently used as a fucking ashtray. According to the National Audit Office, which is the Whitehall's spending watchdog, during the pandemic, a mix of tax dodging and non-compliance cost the government £9 billion. This came as the HMRC moved thousands of staff to the COVID support scheme, reducing capacity to investigate people and businesses not paying the right amount. So this is another £9 billion that has been lost owing to a government that is unable to do anything of use at all. They are so far lacking in competence, I'm surprised that they do not try to make toast in the bath. That's more money wasted, more money lost because of this government. And don't forget, we're in a cost of living crisis. We've got a massive fucking black hole in our public financing. Austerity 2.0 is coming on all the time. If you look at all of the lost money that we could have used for other things, every single fucking step is owing to the government losing it. Every fucking step. We've got two more news stories. You've got the annual review of the US capital punishment for 2022 found 35% of the 7 executions attempted this year were visibly problematic. 7 out of 20. That is not a good score when you're executing someone. Several were agonizingly drawn out as they attempted to find a vein, leading lawyers to describe it as a form of torture. So if you listen to those lawyers, what you've had is 35% of those executed in the US first went through torture. Or attempted. Some of them, it went on for so long that they ended up fucking scrapping it. So they just tortured poor bastards. And now, I say poor bastards, these are some of the worst people in the fucking world. I'm not doubting that for any way, shape or form moment. I am against corporal punishment. I don't think murder is the way to solve murder. And you look at the justice, the fact of how many false positives there are how many people have been murdered over the years that it turns out are actually innocent. And that's the thing, you can argue, how many do you want? Oh, well, yeah, but all of these bad people who certainly did do it, they've been killed. Yeah, but if you're killing one innocent person and 20 guilty people, doesn't seem right. Finally, Kent police have launched an investigation into the deaths of 4 people who died in the Channel crossing, and they're going to be assisted by the National Crime Agency. We have seen the continual rise of bigotry, especially with regards to refugees crossing. It's problematic, to say the least, that we have a government that is so willing to dehumanize human beings, so willing to take away any form of fairness, equality, compassion when looking at another human being. They keep on saying you have to come over here legally. You have to come over here legally. There are roots. There are roots. Oh, we have roots. We got all of those roots. I mean, we don't. We've closed most of them. The only ones that are currently open are for the UK, for Ukraine, for Hong Kong, and for Afghanistan. Now, we are proud of them. Good times. Look at us. We're like Mother Teresa without all of the problematic money stuff that was involved in her. Except a slight thing, while I've got you. Not one person has been accepted and evacuated from Afghanistan under the Home Office Afghanistan Citizens Resettlement Scheme that was set up in January. Even the legal routes. Even the fucking legal routes. Even the legal routes that this government has set up to show our compassion, our empathy, and our class are not working. Why? Because it's a racist country. That's why. At least I've got some Vimto. That'll get me through the next fucking day. Right. I don't do anything over the weekend. Well, I don't do these over the weekend. So I will catch you Monday, where I will be in a better mood and I will care more about doing this. But until then, enjoy your weekend. Find a moment of enjoyment in it. That's the way. That's the way to live. Except the enjoyable moments, you live in them whilst they're there. I'm done.